In this episode, we're going to be talking all about how you're going to buy clothes you'll actually wear as a woman in your 40s, telling you now as a woman in her 50s. Okay, so I'm going to take you through a system here that'll help you discern what are items you should keep, buy as a woman in your 40s so that you don't have a ton of stuff. You just have a lot of really good stuff that works for you and your lifestyle. First, you want to assess what you wear based on your lifestyle. So we want to look at how do we spend our time and what do you need the clothes for, right? So we're not buying clothes just to buy clothes. We are buying clothes that work with our lifestyle and what our needs are. So you're going to look at the categories of things you do, how you spend your time. So for me, I'm going to need clothes for work because I dress up for work or, like to dress nice for work. I'm going to need clothes for the weekend or casual sorts of items. I'm going to need clothes for the gym. And lastly, I'm going to need clothes for like going out or if I want to dress up really cute for, dinner or something like that. What I want to keep in mind and what you want to keep in mind is what percentage of time you spend doing these sorts of things so that your clothes match that. So if I spend more time getting dressed for work or for like casual weekend type stuff, I'm going to make sure I have enough items to choose from for those types of situations. And I don't go out as much, so I don't need a ton of items to go out. So you're just matching the volume of pieces to the lifestyle. Within that, you're going to break down those categories and have a criteria for the items you are going to buy. So the first thing you're going to look at is fit. After that is how it feels. And then thirdly, how it fits your frame. And then after that, it's color. So those are the, I guess, F3 and then C. I don't know, it doesn't sound really cool, but that's what I do when I'm deciding if I'm going to keep an item or if I'm going to donate it or I'm going to purchase something. Those are the things that I'm kind of thinking about. So let's break each of them down. So let's start with fit. Okay, so fit, pretty self-explanatory. You just need items that fit. Now, something I figured out over the decade of my 40s is that my weight, no matter what I try to do, will fluctuate by season. I feel like this is natural. So during the winter months, I may be a little heavier, a little fluffier, and then I am a little leaner during like spring. Well, no, like I think summer and fall. Those are kind of my windows of time that I notice I'm a little leaner. So I'm going to think about my winter items having maybe a different size because that's the reality, right? It is what it is. And then maybe my items that are for those warmer months be a smaller size. So something to think about. Another thing to consider, like for work, I always have my items, like my dresses are a size up. So I don't have the same sizing for items that are for like going out or casual types of situations. My work items, my dresses and tops, I will usually size up just so I have a little more room. So for instance, my work items, I will size up just so I have a little more room and then I'm a little more, it's not as skin tight. So that's what I do in terms of adjusting the fit for the situation. 3, 2, 1. After that, it's feel. You want items that feel good on. So when you put them on, they they work with you, right? They feel good on. The fabric feels good. You want to get really familiar with the types of fabrics and kind of, movement that you like so that you're more likely to wear it. Whenever we feel good in something, we're going to keep putting it on. So that explains why you have your favorite, sweatshirt or leggings or a t-shirt. We're going to put things on that kind of, hug us back type of thing. And so go with that and keep that in mind so that you're getting items that actually feel good so you're more likely to wear them. Next up is frame. Really want items that fit your frame. So for instance, because of my kind of hourglass, or I call it soft hourglass shape because of my midsection, I will go with scoop necks, V-necks, wrap tops, that sort of thing. I do a mock turtleneck. You won't see me with a really thick neck type of thing. I don't do like a lot of like boho, loose fitting chic, boho chic type stuff. That doesn't work for my frame. Things need to have a certain structure and shape to them in order to work for my frame. That's the deal, right? So everyone has to kind of figure out what is my frame, what works with my body, so that you're just doing what makes sense. And you're going to also just be more likely to wear something when you're like, ooh, fits like a dime, works perfect for my frame. The last criteria that I think is really important, you do not want to sleep on this one. I think it also makes a difference. It's like the cherry on top is knowing your color palette. So I know I like kind of like warmer tones. And after I figured that out, I'm like, oh, that's why I'm drawn to this color. So the way to figure it out, you can do a color analysis and things like that. There's a few different ways. I think an easy way is just think about when you put something on and how you feel when you put it on. And then folks are usually going to let you know. They're going to compliment you on colors that just like lighten you, like brighten you up, that just lights you up. So those are your color palettes. Another little cheat code for figuring out your color palette is use AI. I've put an image in Claude and tell me what colors, or when I'm looking at like items to purchase, I'll say what colors, would look best on my skin tone. And it's funny, there'll be colors that I love that it'll not say that's going to be good for you because it might wash you out or whatever. And so then you just start to figure out these are the colors that work for me. And then once you unlock that, you're going to have all of these items that mix and match together. So it's so easy to get dressed. Okay, so you dump all that information together, and now you look at all those categories that we talked about from the top, right? As of the top of this episode, is I said work, weekend casual, gym, and then going out. And now I apply that criteria. And now I have my wardrobe. I have things that I can actually wear that I'm going to enjoy wearing, look good, and I don't have a ton of stuff that's just sitting in my closet. So there you have it. That's my cheat code for figuring out what to wear in your 40s. So you can actually wear what you buy, what you have in your closet, and what I wish I would have known right when I turned 40, now at 50.